I'm going to talk you through how I'm going to approach the month of March 2026 as a US30 trader. I'm going to be looking at the fundamental factors which are affecting the markets over the next month and just talking you through day by day how I'm thinking about each one, what particular things to look out for, how it might be affecting the markets. And this looks like it's going to be a pretty interesting month. March is usually an interesting month anyway, just to do with the timings of things, which we'll get into. But something that's already happened, which is likely to have an even bigger impact than I would have first thought. So if you're excited to learn, hit the thumbs up button before we get started. And if you want to see more content like this, then make sure to subscribe to Trading Angel now as well. If you are new to this channel, then welcome to Trading Angel. My name is Caroline. I trade the US30 in the New York session, but I do live in the UK, so all timings are going to be in UK time. I'm not telling you how you should be trading or that you should be trading at all. So please don't take anything I say as a suggestion that you should be trading. I'm just telling you what's on the calendar and how I'm going to be thinking about the month and how I'm going to approach it. So first thing that I will say is I'm filming this on Sunday, the 1st of March. And this weekend, we unexpectedly had the airstrikes over Iran, which obviously were triggered by Donald Trump. So it's very likely that when the markets open this evening, we will see that that has had an impact on them. And that is probably going to override anything else, at least for the start of the month. The markets do tend to be very overreactive to anything that goes on. So often when something big like this happens, the market will overreact either positively or negatively, and then it will have a little bit of a correction before it settles in. So most of this stuff seems almost irrelevant right now, because I know that the start of the month is just going to be about that, but we'll find out when the markets open, you know, what's going to happen and just go from there. So just be aware that that is probably going to be the biggest driving force. Just as a note as well, the big news days, so the big unexpected news days, often have excellent key levels. So even if you're a bit confused by what's happening, you don't know how to actually approach it, that's absolutely fine. What I would always do is I would always mark up the highest and the lowest point of any day which had a really dramatic move. And on the US30, that tends to be around 1,000 points or more. If you just use the horizontal line tool to mark up the high and the low of each day that's had a huge move and mark it up and say what was going on so that you remember, then those are often really good key levels going forward. So maybe even in a couple weeks time or a couple months time, probably for the rest of the month, but maybe even later on, you'll find that those are very likely to be very good key levels where you can actually look for price action at and may be able to get a good trade off. So apart from all of the airstrikes going on in the Middle East, March is always a slightly complicated month anyway, just because of daylight savings. So we always have 3 weeks where the timings are slightly different to normal. So daylight savings in the US is on Sunday the 8th, and in the UK, it's on Sunday the 29th. So it means between the 8th and the 29th, we've got 3 weeks where the times are all different to what you're used to. So it means that I'm going to be trading an hour earlier because New York opens an hour earlier, and that's why all of the news times look different to normal. And just as everyone gets used to the new times, it then goes back to normal from Monday the 30th. So if you want one of these calendars to print off and keep at your trading desk to remind you of what's going on and to help guide you for this month, then send me an email to info@tradingangel.co.uk and I will send you across one that you can print out. So I'm almost certain that PMI is likely to get overridden by anything else that happens. But anyway, it's happening at 3 p.m. on Monday the 2nd. We also have high impact news finishing at 3 o'clock on Wednesday the 4th. I put Wednesday the 4th and Thursday the 5th as be very careful days. The crosses mean if you're brand new, I would just avoid them altogether. What you'll probably notice if you've been trading for a while is that there are some days which feel so easy, and then there are some days which feel so difficult. The crosses are the days which we expect to be very, very difficult days. And we know that in advance because it's 2 days before the high impact news. And the high impact news days are always hit and miss, which is why we've got warning signs on them. So if you are new, if you're unsure, I would always just say avoid them altogether because they're likely to be very difficult. If you are experienced, then just expect that it's one of these situations where it will be more difficult than usual. So I would stop pretty soon. I wouldn't keep trying on one of these days. Often what I find is if I can't get in very early, as in at the very start of New York opening, usually it's better just to leave it altogether. There's usually one very small window to get into a good trade, and it usually involves being so precise. And if I miss it, I miss it, and I just have to accept that. So the crosses are here to remind you that you may not want to trade on these days. The reason for that is usually as the markets are approaching high impact news like NFP, CPI, or interest rates decisions, it just usually is much more difficult than usual, and often the days after are a little bit easier. Monday after NFP is usually my best trading day, or at least one of them. After the interest rates decisions are another one. But in this case, we've got NFP followed by CPI. So annoyingly, the days after NFP are also the days before CPI. So it's possible that these days are also pretty difficult as well. NFP will be at normal time, which I should have actually put on here. Sorry that I didn't. So that will be at 1:30 UK time. I've put a warning sign because sometimes it's really good and sometimes it's really difficult. There's often a lot of volatility, and it depends how different the news is or how dramatic the news is. Sometimes it's a complete flop. Sometimes you can get something really good out of it. So it's just a matter of being aware of that. Obviously, the next week we've got daylight savings and everything goes back an hour. So New York will start to open at 1:30 rather than 2:30, which means I will start working at 1 o'clock rather than 2 o'clock. So same as the 2 days before NFP, the 2 days before CPI are likely to be difficult. CPI will happen at 12:30 rather than 1:30, and have a warning sign here because it might be quite difficult. These days are likely to be a little bit easier. The 12th and the 13th likely to be a little bit easier because we've had both NFP and CPI, and we've got a tiny bit of a break before the interest rate decision. Often CPI will be the thing which affects the interest rate decision. So there's usually a clearer idea of what's going to happen here based on what happened here. So these days may be okay to trade. And often by the time the interest rate decision actually happens, it's already been priced in based on what was expected from CPI. So then obviously we have to wait until 6 p.m. rather than 7 p.m., which is normal, to find out how close that was to what was expected. And I would imagine the end of the month to be a little bit easier than the beginning of the month because we've then had all of the big news. So the 19th and the 20th are likely to be nicer, easier days to trade. We've got quite a clean week. The following week, we've got high impact news, but none of the big ones. So this week may present some more opportunities. And then we've got daylight savings in the UK on the 29th, as I mentioned before, which means on the 30th, we go back to normal times. We've only got one earnings report that I could see for the US30 companies, and that is Nike on the 31st. I think it's still TBC as to whether it's going to be in the evening or before the market opens. Personally, I prefer it when it's before the market opens, just because you can include that in your pre-market checklist and it will help with your directional bias for the day. It's a bit annoying when it's in the evening because, I'll be asleep and it won't really affect how I trade. And then I know this is going into April, but we've got NFP on the 3rd. So the 1st and the 2nd are likely to also be difficult days. So if you do want one of these sent to you so you can download it and print it off and keep it at your trading desk to help you, then send me an email at info@tradingangel.co.uk. And if you are interested in one-to-one coaching, then I've got some spaces available starting at the start of April. So if you want to apply for the waitlist, then you can also email info@tradingangel.co.uk and ask about the coaching program.